Yo, my people, what's going on? LB from United Lifters. Reaction video, Eddie Hall teaching Nathan, I forgot his surname. Teaching, let me check what's his surname. Hold on 1 second. He's teaching Nathan Messiah how to deadlift. You know what I mean? Giving a little pointers and them thing there. So we're coming to react on that. So yeah, let's get it.
What'd you pick?
If you pay the deadlift too, I'm saying shit. The fucking truth.
Facts.
This is the first man in history to deadlift 500 kilos. His name is Eddie Hall. Now, this is probably the greatest strength feat of all time. It's actually probably up there with the 4-minute mile in terms of historic sporting moments, period. Now, my name is Nathaniel Messiah. Although
Yeah, you know, Eddie Hall's legendary. For trying to catch up to the 500, can't bang it, but Eddie Hall's done it. Gotta give him his props. We move.
might not be as groundbreaking as Eddie's. I'm the 93 kilo junior world record holder in the dead.
Listen, yeah. Listen, I gotta say something, yeah. And I don't care who this offends, right? Why does everyone hold on to junior? I don't get it. Everyone wants to be either academy or junior. What is it that you man love about being a junior? I don't get it. Like that word junior. I'm a junior athlete, or I'm 19, or I'm 20. I don't get it. Like I don't know. Like there's bare lifters that oh yeah, I need to do juniors. Why do you need to do juniors? I don't get it. Like am I missing something? I don't get it. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe because when I was younger, when I was playing rugby and I was like 16, 17, 18, they used to put me with the big guys. Bro, I'm talking 40 plus, used to step on my hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I've never played with people my age. Do you get what I mean? So I don't understand what the junior side of things people love about. I don't know, we move.
Deadlift in the IPF, which I set last year. Now, if there's one person I trust to ask about my deadlift, this will be Eddie Hall. So today, we're going to be doing exactly that to find out how Eddie Hall became the world record deadlift holder.
What's up, guys? We're Nathaniel Messiah, and today we have a couple of extremely special guests on the channel. We have none other than Mr. Eddie Hall himself on the channel, and the Gym Reaper. I got chalk on my hands, so spot. There you go. He's gonna be doing something crazy on bench today, and then we're gonna be picking Eddie's brains about some deadlift secrets.
I don't know if you should have said why for that or pause, but I'll say it for you. Why?
I'll show you how to deadlift. Bro.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Alright, quick one, guys. We've got a huge Young LA restock at 7 p.m. today. Alright? If you struggle to
Listen, I ain't a hater, but I don't get commission for promoting other people's brands, you know what I'm saying? So we have to gladly skip that.
My arms are so long, that's why my bench is just hard for me.
It's like a sumo bench.
You see one thing, yeah, when you're training with these two guys, yeah, bruv, you just have to soak it in, you know what I mean? When I train with people that I know that are levels, I just be like, God damn. You know what I mean? Big him up, man.
Yeah, no, literally.
Hey, it's crazy how this industry takes people far. People change their life over gym content. No word of a lie. Like, it's opened my eyes. Like, seeing Eddie Hall got rich off lifting weights, bro. This young guy, Nathan, he's progressing in the world from lifting weights. The guy on the bench press, the bench reaper, lifting weights, bro. There's money in this industry, but you have to enjoy what you love to do in life to get the money. That's one thing I would tell people. Don't just do it because of the money. The money will always be there. You have to enjoy it.
I can't even take the piss out of people doing sumo because my bench is probably cheating more, I won't lie. I've never felt so small in my entire life.
Facts.
These guys are so enormous. I'm just gonna go over there and squat, man. I don't even want to stand over there right now.
I ain't gonna lie, that younger lay vest is clean though.
Genuinely, when you bend down, the hem of the bar, it's crazy. 265.
Oh my god.
Well, yep. Yep. Nice. I'm always gonna like struggle even so slightly. Yeah, top form.
Nah. We gotta watch that again. What? What was that?
The hem of the bar, it's crazy. 265.
Oh my god.
Well, yep.
Bro, he literally got the bar. Yeah, look at Bear Man watching. Bear Man watching. He just, bro, that was mad. That was mad. Man just went boop boop. Literally re-racked it, bro.
I'm always gonna like struggle even so slightly. Yeah, top form.
Well, you can tell, yeah. You can tell Eddie's just a legend in the thing, man. Look how the way he even looks, yeah. Look, I'ma pause it. Look at the way Eddie looks and look at the way Grim Reaper looks. You can tell, yeah. Probably because Eddie's doing MMA. Eddie just looks like, yeah, I've been there, I've done it. The guy on the right looks like, yeah, I'm in it. Do you get what I mean? Like, even though this guy on the right, he's mad short, he's just wearing platforms and them things. They're probably the same height. Probably like 5'8" each. But, yo, mad, bruv.
Yep. Control it.
Crazy. Crazy. Crazy.
Autumn working in. I wouldn't even deadlift that today, mate. Control it. Ah! No, come on.
He just immediately that is terrifying. That is fucking terrifying.
Mad thing. I'm just a bit starstruck. So I'm like, yo, and furthermore, I'm trying to put my face somewhere. I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna put it on the right side. Yeah, let's go here.
After finishing up my stiff leg deadlifts, it was time to ask Eddie what he thought of my deadlift form, as well as getting some deadlift tips for you guys. So if you're ready for this, then smash the like button and make sure to subscribe.
Also, guys,
Hey, content now for content, you know.
if you want anything from Young LA, make sure you use code.
As I said, we do not promote people's brands. I'm not a hater, sorry man. I can't promote other people's brands. It's United Lifters versus everyone, you know what I mean?
Got sick drops coming, and yeah, appreciate you guys for all the support. Code name. Alright guys, I am with the world's strongest man. Do I say current or former deadlift world record holder? What are we
Both.
Well, that's a massive debate.
That's a political question.
I personally would say current.
Yeah.
Until someone does it
Beats it.
In a competition.
It's current.
Yeah.
Okay, to be controversial, the first man in history to deadlift half a ton. That's unarguable.
An only man.
Only man.
Yeah,
We're getting
facts.
controversial with this. I like it. So, what we're going to be doing
Moving
today
dark.
is, well, I'm somewhat of a world record holder myself. I'm the junior 93 kg deadlift world record holder. So, I compete in raw tested powerlifting. Eddie competed in strongman. So they have very different rules, different equipment, different setups. So we're going to be comparing the two. I'm going to be showing Eddie my form, getting his critique on it, and then Eddie's going to show me what he would do, and I can add my little 2 pence in there. So, you ready?
Are you going to show me your form?
We'll go for it. All right.
Let's get it.
First of all, even on lightweight, pretty much, I always use a belt.
Okay.
I've got like a little intercostal muscle injury that I've had since I was like 16. I was deadlifting without a belt one time.
Bro, what the fuck is the intercontinental? I don't know.
And then just I kind of felt it go, and then for about 6 months, even like sometimes when I was breathing, I could feel it.
So you got a torn.
The muscles in
Yeah, maybe a torn Achilles, if I'm right.
my ribs,
Yeah.
I think they're just weak.
Wow. Okay.
So if I do anything beltless, it's not good.
Okay.
So, well,
Belt on. Fair enough.
this is my setup. So, approach the bar. I usually go feet about shoulder width. I've gained a little weight now, so the shoulder width is a little bit wider. And generally the bar over my mid-foot kind of area. Just so that when I go down, my shins then touch the bar.
Eddie's already thinking like, what are you on? Look at Eddie's face. But listen, it's all part of learning, man. Because I would, do you know what I mean, if I was in Nathan's position, I'd do the same thing.
Versus if I started like this, then they're all
But Eddie's like, yo, you can't be serious. Just look at his face, bro.
kind of here. So that's kind of how I start. Mid-foot, come down. I do a mixed grip.
Bruv, lift the thing, man.
With raw powerlifting.
Bro, lift the thing. You just explained it bare.
It's you can't do strap. So
Look at Eddie, he's just thinking, bro, lift
I'll
it.
hook grip for keeping your grip, but hook grip is a bit more technical, and your thumbs are not gonna like you. Have you ever
I
hook
have
grip?
tried. It's horrible.
Yeah, a lot of people like they'll hook for their top sets, but then use straps for their back off. Because like a set of 8 hooks, that's yeah. Over under, you want your hands as close to your legs as possible. Like minimize the distance from your hands, because that's more of like a snatch grip. It just makes it harder. So hands here, and then when I start the deadlift, I like to drive my legs into the ground. I almost think of it as like 2 movements. This is like a push, and then from here, it's like a hinge. So drive my legs. What do you think?
I mean, Luke. I mean, if I was to like, if you paid me to deadlift coach you, I would say that was shit.
Yeah, facts.
You want the fucking.
Yeah.
What was bad about it?
I think the bar is too much over your toes.
Too much over my toes.
Yeah. Do you ever do you get any lower back pain at all?
Not from deadlifting.
No.
Not from deadlifting.
And then I would say your stance is actually quite narrow. You're restricting yourself.
But I'm not that wide in here. So you would go wider.
I would go wider, yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
No, but this is good. This is good.
Your grip is too narrow. Like you say,
Yeah,
I
facts.
think because your stance is so narrow, your grip is too narrow. And you're right in what you say is the wider you have it, the shorter you're making
From
that
your
distance.
legs.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
your legs.
Yes.
Like if wherever your legs are, your hands should be right by them. Not
Yes.
much further
I
wider.
agree.
Yeah.
100% agree. But if your stance is too narrow, then your hands are too narrow.
Yeah.
You're actually restricting yourself in from the knees upwards. Because if your hands are too narrow, all this meaty.
That's why his Achilles ripped, because look, he was too narrow. And Eddie's basically explaining, you're too narrow, you're not gonna get all of the back and the glutes. That's what Eddie's probably gonna say.
Flesh, your lats and everything is going to stop you getting that lockout power. Whereas you just a little bit wider, it gets rid of all that restriction.
When you go wide, see that's the thing. This is good because there's different approaches to it. When I set up, a lot of it is, so you have like where you feel strongest, and then you have like the optimal like leverages for the lift. So a lot of people feel about strongest when they're around here, but the bigger you get generally, you need to go wider in order to accommodate for that.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I need to be here yet, if you get what I mean. Because I still feel strong even here. I've moved it ever so slightly wider, but when I'm here, that feels about.
Would you say that's, I
Right
would
for
say
me.
you're about an inch either side short
You feel an
of
inch?
shoulder. Yeah, I think you need to be an inch wider.
You
each
will go an
side.
inch wider.
I would.
It's interesting. Let's swap to you showing me how you set up for deadlift.
Okay, so firstly, I would wear flat shoes, not Crocs. Okay, Vans or socks. Grip socks is probably my preferred. So the closer you are to the ground, and also the more concrete you are to the floor, the more power you get out. So I find even in thin-soled shoes like
Is that
that,
a Vancus?
yeah, I think you're not as connected with the earth, and I think
Facts.
that's a big thing with deadlifting. You need to be
Facts.
as connected with the earth
Connected.
as you possibly can.
So that
So I
means definitely put on some Converse for sure, because Converse is flatter than anything else.
Any deadlift in the max deadlift especially, you'd see me in socks. So my stance, I always use those lines. My shin would be on those lines, and that is pretty much a little bit wider. So I'd say shoulder width.
Oh, he said his shins will be on the lines. Wow.
I think of that ball point in your shoulder plus an inch. That's what I always say. So when you say shoulder width, I always say shoulder width plus an
Plus
inch.
an inch.
So that ball in your shoulder plus an inch, that's where you want to be. Now, you had the bar over your toes almost. Like, if that's your toes and your knuckles there, you were just behind the knuckles of your toes.
I thought I was more here over the midfoot.
Yeah, okay, I'd agree with that. But would you say that's the middle of your foot? So you've got your heel and your toe.
Yeah.
Would you say it's the middle of your foot?
Well, when I do it, I'm looking about from here. I'd say I usually like to have it about 2 inches from here,
damn.
like where my shins are.
Bro, you might as well have it all the way over your knee.
Eddie, when he was lifting with strongman, you're in a suit. The suit almost makes it harder to get into position. When you have to roll yourself into position, and you would roll the bar to you and then lift.
Yeah.
Whereas I compete in raw powerlifting. So when I come up to the bar, if I start with it touching my shins, then I can't sink my knees in. If I do, then it's gonna push the bar out in front of me. That's why I start with it here, because then when I initiate like this, then it's touching the bar. Because I think we're both agree
Are you
that
allowed to roll the bar in powerlifting?
you are, but I personally, I wouldn't roll the bar because there's variance there.
Yeah.
You could roll it not to where you want it, but I understand with yours, you guys kind of need to roll the bar in order to lock in that position with a suit on.
So my opinion is the toe and the heel of the foot. Right, yours is about here. Would you agree? A bit more that way?
No, like here, about
Here.
there. Yeah.
You'd be there.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just behind the knuckles on your toes. Yeah. When you do a deficit on a deadlift.
Yeah.
Right. So if you just picked a bar up and just lowered it down to the floor, where do you think that bar is landing? There or there?
Here.
There.
But mine is
Oh, bro.
the lip.
Hey, listen. You cannot give advice to someone who's 500 kg deadlifter. You can't. And this is the issue with the new school. You can't teach the old school new tricks that you need for your arsenal. It don't make no sense, bro. Eddie's saying to him, listen to what I'm saying. You can lift more weight with my advice. Man is given a 500 kg deadlift lifter advice. The new school. This is the problem with the new school. This is the problem.
This is when.
So why do you have it here then?
So
Eddie's telling him he's literally giving him the blueprint, and man saying, no, you're wrong. I don't know, man.
Shift my legs into it rather than. So some people just start from
So
here.
you're saying when you start pulling, the bar moves
When
to here?
when I start pulling, it's the same place. It's at my shin.
it's here?
As close as it can't go past there because your shin's in.
Because when I looked from the side, it looked as though you were pulling just behind the knuckles and your toes. You should pull away from the centre of your foot, and you were definitely not the centre of your foot.
Okay.
So in my opinion, and you're talking 0.1 of a decimal, this is going to make a difference, 0.1%. But when you get in the realms of 500 kilo, that 0.1% is 5 kilo, you know, it's fucking a lot. I would always turn to the side. So I've got my width, I've got my feet planted. I'd always turn to the side, and the bar would be in the middle of my foot. So it wouldn't be over my toes or anything. It'd be toe to heel, it'd be bang in the fucking middle. Now, to you, that probably looks way too close, doesn't it?
For how I lift, it would be, but we lift differently.
And the cameraman could do a better job recording his toes, or is it me?
But when you lift,
like cameraman, what are we doing here? Is it me? Nah, it's the cameraman, bro. Let me see. Yeah, it's probably the camera. Well, yeah, it's probably me, my screen.
that's where it comes from.
Yeah, when I make contact with the bar, that's where it is.
Right, so that's where it needs to be. So, before we're using suits, this is our deadlift. And I'd grip the bar a little bit wider than your legs, and there's a reason for that, I'll get to that. So the bar wouldn't move any direction, and all I'd do is drop my hips until the shins touch the bar. The second the shin touches the bar, I know that's the perfect spot.
Yeah,
and
I would agree with that.
And I mean, when the hairs on your fucking shin touch that bar, that's when you need to be exploding. From the sidelines, it didn't look like you were quite in the middle of your foot.
Shall I do it again? Shall I do it again?
Yeah.
Let me do it again. Because I might have not even just got my form right. Actually, I've gone a little wider here.
Okay. Okay, so that is not the middle of your foot. Agree?
Yes, because okay, yeah.
It's not, is it?
No, it's not your middle.
See what I'm saying?
And then when you
My man is still trying to give Eddie Hall. This is the problem with the new generation and the old school. The new generation think the old school don't have new techniques. Eddie Hall does not need new techniques because he's been there, done it, lived it, and is current holder. I don't get it. Let me move my face from this. Let me move my face there. You get me?
it's actually curved. Look, it's right over the knuckles on your toes. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, and we're talking minimal amounts. You're obviously a great deadlifter, so I can't knock you 100%, but you could be better.
The reason
Facts.
why I don't go closer is because I'm quite like an explosive lifter. Everyone's like different kind of muscle fiber types, right? So some people go down and they start and they lift from here.
Yeah.
Whereas I start and then I shift my legs back
Yeah.
and then wedge in. But I feel like when I do that, when I come in and I slam in, it's still touching my shins.
Yeah,
And sometimes you get it wrong. Sometimes you get it wrong and you're too far away. I used to deadlift like that. But because of my like leverages, I would end up stiff legging it basically. Because if you see how long my arms are, right? If I go from here, this is basically a stiff leg deadlift.
Now that was a good form.
But that's not
That was fucking perfect form because
Yeah.
that was in the middle of your foot.
But
So hang on.
You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Eddie's telling him what you need to do. He's not taking the advice, bro. This is the problem. You cannot teach the new school anything. Look at Eddie. Look. Man saying no when Eddie just told him that's good form.
yeah.
Right, just 1 second. Come on. Hear me out. Hear me out. So when that goes from the front of your foot
Yeah.
and you lift it, right, you're pulling it coming backwards. So it's not going in a perfect A to B motion, it's going slightly towards you. So if you want 100% efficiency, you should go A to B. It shouldn't go A, B,
A to
C.
B, C.
It's not
Yeah.
where I feel the strongest. Here, my off the floor power is not there compared to here because I can't use my quads as much when I'm in that position.
Yeah.
But I do know what you're saying, and this is why it's
Yeah, listen.
I like that Eddie.
Listen, he's not gonna take heed. I've sussed it. He's not. Bro. This is pointless. Even you recording this video, he's not gonna take advice. That's literally the problem.
Didn't sugarcoat and told me what he thought because like a lot of people might look and be like, oh, like obviously got the junior world record, my deadlift must be perfect. But A, people are gonna have different opinions on what is perfect form and what isn't, and B, nobody's form is really perfect. So there's always room for improvement, and you can always.
No, I hear what you're saying. 100%. I hear what you're saying. Everyone's got their different style, but there's a guy who's been there, done it, and it's current, telling you that he's still not taking advice. You shouldn't be in his presence, bro. Real shit. Hey, I ain't a hater. I'm just saying. That's like Ronaldo teaching you how to take a free kick, and you're like, no, if I do this, you're gonna be like, what, brother?
Take things from other people, especially people who have been successful in what you're trying to do, and apply
Exactly.
that to what you're doing.
I'm saying.
No. If you applied that wider stance and tried that,
You
middle
get a better lift.
motion, you could adapt to it, maybe get a little
Well, the thing
stronger
is,
and a little better.
Listen, if he doesn't say yes, it's a no. You don't need to explain. I don't get it.
What you're talking about, I used to deadlift. I'll put a video on the screen. I used to deadlift almost precisely like that,
Yeah.
wider and touch like in that position.
Yeah.
However, you'll see with my leverages, that was basically a stiff leg deadlift, and my off the floor power was not the same.
Okay.
So that's how I've kind of adapted my form, and how my coach kind of adapted my form to my body type. If you see my arms, they essentially touch my knees when I'm standing up. If we reach out,
So you come quite a bit lower than me.
yeah,
Quite rare.
reach out. with your
So
arms.
usually,
So you're quite a few
I've got long
inches,
arms, yeah.
yeah, taller than me, but our arms
Oh shit.
are
Your arms are
similar.
pretty much the same length.
Yeah,
Eddie's a bigger guy though. Jesus.
So you're right, you've got very long
yeah.
legs.
What would you say your best deadlift accessory exercise was?
Leg press
Leg press.
by a mile.
Why would you say that?
because it is essentially a leg press.
That's it.
Yeah.
You think about it, you grip that bar,
Yeah.
and you are leg pressing the earth away from you.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
what a
get that.
deadlift is. It's a leg press.
I train with actually a bit more emphasis on squats than I do on deadlift. And that's because the squat carries over more to the deadlift than the deadlift carries over to the squat, if that makes
Yeah, I'd
sense.
agree with that.
And the deadlifts are really fatiguing. So we were saying about leg press transferring over to deadlifts. I feel a similar thing with like squats.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm a full power lifter, so we're doing SVD. I put like, it's probably like 60-40 emphasis into squats, because I know that if I'm continuing to increase my squat, my deadlift's probably going to increase as well. Versus the opposite isn't precisely the same.
I would say for me, of the squat motion, I'm not sure how it would fit in with your regime, but safety bar squats,
I like it.
I found really helped the lower erector strength in your back.
Yeah, yeah. When I first started doing them, my back was sore for like days because it's like an ultra high bar, because high bar is like here, but then with
Your regime, but safety bar squats,
I like safety bar.
I found really helped the lower erector.
I'm surprised he didn't mention good mornings. I'm surprised he didn't mention good morning pin press, good mornings with the bands, good mornings with the safety bar, good mornings with the... I'm surprised he didn't mention that. Maybe he could, who knows?
Extra strength in your back.
Yeah, yeah. When I first started doing them, my back was sore for like days because it's like an ultra high bar, because high bar is like here, but then with a safety bar, because you have the cushion, it's like here. And then I would find it hard just like keeping myself upright. That would be, at the beginning, it humbled me so much. I was doing such lightweight, and just keeping myself upright was...
And that's what a deadlift is. It's pulling that weight off the floor, and keeping yourself upright. So
That's
very
interesting,
similar.
you know.
I'll go over the hand position. Why I think a wider grip would help you, genuinely. So I want you to, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just try it rather than talk bollocks. Let's get some kind of measurement. Grab a steel bar. I want you to deadlift with your normal stance, normal grip. Hold it for me at the top. I want to measure something. Literally bang on that top line there. Okay, I just want you to do like 1.5 inches wide at each side, and then hold it at the top for me. Okay, hold it at the top. Okay, that's actually higher. In my theory, if you measure me, this is what really helped me with the deadlift. I want you to measure that for me. Can you keep your finger on the point where that is? Like where it's touching the bar?
Floor?
Where it's touching the bar. And then I'm going to do a nice wide grip.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah.
Quite a bit lower.
Yeah.
My method is that slightly widen of the grip and the stance just takes away all this bulk, all the lats and everything, and just lets your arm actually dissipate a little. Which it's only fractional, might be only 1 inch, but that's 1 inch less travel you have to do. And when you get into the big weights, like top of the PB, that's a lot.
I think the main takeaway from today is just that there's multiple kind of ways to go about it, and like I 100% wouldn't say what Eddie's saying is wrong, but then at the same time, you can watch my form, watch his, apply it to your...
Alright, listen. Let me just cut this short, yeah? There's no way in hell I'm gonna go and click Nathan's deadlift when I got a guy standing next to him that could deadlift 500 kg. There's no way. I'm just saying. That's for me. I wouldn't go and watch his junior show when there's someone that's doing 500 kg. This is the problem with the new school. This is the problem. They don't want to take advice, which is cool, by all means. But Eddie's been doing it, done it, living it, got rich off it. It's a different ball game, bro.
Particular deadlift, and then kind of see which one.
Because how I know Eddie's information is gonna work. Eddie's son is training at the moment, and his son is mad young. When Eddie's son gets to Nathan's age, you'll see levels. There's gonna be levels.
Works better because there's not a one-size-fits-all approach. No matter who you are as well, make sure that you're teachable, because you can never get too good at something or never.
Bruv, listen,
to the point
keep
where
going.
you can't take improvement or can't take advice. I am actually experimenting going slightly wider because I put in a couple of kilos, so my old shoulder width isn't my new shoulder width. And my deadlift last week, 700 pounds, felt slower than usual, and I was actually quite a bit closer. And I kind of ran out of space when I got to here. This week went heavier, but went slightly wider, and it felt better. So I think I will continue with the slightly wider. And then when it comes to like here, I know that I definitely used to start like here. Yeah. And then that's way, the knee angle isn't optimal. I've moved to like here, but if you're saying from here You still think?
I think.
You
yeah.
think closer, even
I
still?
think closer, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The middle of your foot. Remember, not toe to there, toe to heel. The middle of your foot. So you're perhaps a bit too close, like an inch.
So you think there?
That's the middle of your foot. See, as you've gone down there, and you
See that? That was easy.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying, because
yeah, but that's where you're going wrong. Don't push it forward. That means you're
Push it
coming off
back.
that A to B line. So the second your shin touches, that's the position your body should lift from.
that did feel quite good. I won't lie.
That looked good.
That did feel actually quite good. Okay, I'll think about it. I will think about it.
One bit of advice, right? So when I started training, and I'll never forget this as long as I lived. It made me realise about adapting. And I was bench pressing, and I couldn't get past 4 plates aside. I was like an 18-year-old kid benching 4 plates aside. And this guy came over to me. He went, "Mate, you're benching way too narrow." And I was like, "Fuck off, you prick. Like, what the fuck do you know?" And he went, No. Trust me. Take your grip out another 2 inches." He said, You'll be shit at first, but within 2 months you'll be stronger. I was like fucking irritated, but I did it. And 2 months later, I was doing 220, just for that little adaptation. And it's just these little tweaks, and it might feel horrible at first, but honestly, I think you can improve there, 100%.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And there's not many guys.
Guys, what can we take? What can we take away from this, man? Listen, in my observation of watching this video, it's my reaction. I just think the new school don't want to take advice from the old school, and the old school are been there, done it, millionaires wearing their own brands on their t-shirts. So yeah, I'm a big fan of learning. Like, I'm a really big fan. If you know me, you know me. If you know me, you know me. Innit? Like, I really do. If someone says to me, "Yo, this is wrong," teach me. Let me figure it out. Let me practice it. Go from there. But the fact that he don't really want to take advice, he just wants Eddie for the content. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want content, but yeah, Eddie's levels, man, and anyone to even be standing next to him and he's teaching you for free how to deadlift, and you're saying, "Nah, X, Y, and Z." It just shows, man. You think you're up your ass, bro. And by all means, do you know what I mean? This ain't a hate video. This is my reaction. Just gotta leave it there. Wish Nathan all the best, and we salute Eddie Hall, and we hope he wins his MMA match. But yeah, guys, it's LB. It's my reaction. Over and out. Peace.